All right, Talo level guys. I'm just waiting for everyone to get onto the live. I'm just not sure if the mic is picking up, but hopefully it will. Um, but yeah, guys, welcome to the live. Um, Hope you're all okay. Talof and welcome, especially to our INGA members. Hope you guys are doing well. The time is now, I think, yeah, it's a little after 9. Sorry about the delay. We have been trying to sort out the technical issues with our computer because apparently I can't do the live on the computer, so back to using my phone. Um, but I'm actually doing two things at the same time. So running the running the live on the computer. I mean managing the comments on the computer at the same time running the live on the phone. Taloflava Nitrous Mose. It's a good friend of mine. Hope you're okay. But yeah, guys, we just got home not too long ago. Guys, if you can you just comment down below if you guys can hear me and if the quality of the camera is good. So in our last live, it wasn't very. It was quite pixelated and stuff, and only because so I called up the telephone company and they said it was because in order to do properly stream live, you have to have at least 30 megapixels per second. The strength of the see, this is what happens when you're in the island. You know, it's insects everywhere. So apparently, the speed of the internet has to be good. If not, then even if you upload the stream, it'll be bad. So as long as all right, so everything's looking good. Talofan and I 75. That's good. Mic check is good. So yeah, guys, got home not too long ago with the family. So we're just the wife and the kids are at the other house. Quickly set up, can't do it outside because of it's quite windy here. So thought might as well just throw it here inside our falkele and just a little quick setup. You guys can see just for some light. Um, but so far so good. So yeah, guys, we achieved a very monumental effort today. So I got an email today with one of the streaming companies that I'm looking to hopefully use in our upcoming live streams, and we actually made it past 1 million. So I got notification, made it past 1 million views, guys. So thanks to you guys, we've cracked that 1 million mark, and it's all because of you guys. So couldn't have done it without you guys, and it's such a monumental effort. Only because the being a solo content creator at the same time, trying to manage the farm, and also looking at other opportunities for investments. It's quite difficult, as you guys can see. Our content creation actually went down a little bit, and then it picked up again because there's a lot of moving parts, as well as trying to balance a 9 to 5 job and time with the kids. So that's where when it's really hard trying to run the YouTube channel as well. So I think it's a great achievement that we made, given that we only started the channel, I mean, rebranded the channel 1 year ago. To make it past 1 million views is actually a big, success, if you could call it that. But yeah, question from Mose. What is the biggest lesson this year? Oh man, great question. I think for me, the biggest lesson this year was not be afraid to take risks. You know, I think there was a lot of times when things got quite sketchy, business wise, as well as the YouTube and stuff. And you sometimes you're afraid to take a leap, that leap of faith, that some people need that little push. So I guess that was one of the biggest lessons this year, was to take risks as much as possible, but not only just like taking the risk, but being calculated as well. So taking calculated risks, because sometimes when you jump into opportunities and you don't, have just a little bit of a context or a little bit of knowledge about it, it does get risky as well. So I think that was probably the biggest lesson for me this year was to take more risks, because there were some opportunities I didn't take, some I did take, and some I kind of actually regretted and stuff. So I think that was probably one of the biggest lessons. So, but yeah, that was a great question. Thanks for that. Question from TJ Matangi. Oh, just want a quick shout out to this guy TJ Matangi. Actually, one of my friends sent over a tweet you did. I think it was about 3, 4 months ago, about our channel. So I really appreciate that. How you really enjoyed our channel as well on Twitter. So just want to thank you for that. Really appreciate it. But I just saw your question. Are you going to offer agri tours in the near future? Learned a lot from your channel about farming. Yeah. So see that's another thing around. So when if you guys remember, we had that South Korean guy, Jay's World Traveler, who came over. It was after his visit I sort of thought I might, I actually might, look into making agri tours as well, because that's a really good thing, and some people, they're tired of to the beaches and stuff. But some people just want to go see what the normal life in Samoa was, which was Jay as well. So that was something I really wanted to do during that time. But we still had the farm. The farm was actually like going, it was reaching that critical moment where, you're breaking even, and you don't know whether you should reinvest or pivot to another. I don't know what else I could do at the time. So I think that was the main challenge for me, was trying to decide whether do I reinvest into the farming or pivot into making agri tours, and then just build a, I was thinking like just offer a tour or something, and maybe people can come over, we'll take them to the farm, have a umu there, and if they want to spend the day there, they're more than happy. But then it was just, I thought, it was quite a big feat at the time, and I thought might as well just reinvest back into the farming, the taro farming, and then we'll leave the agri tours set aside maybe for another day. And that was the plan. And then in hindsight now, I mean, I was actually quite happy that I reinvested back into the farming, because it was just around 2, 3 months later, we actually succeeded in getting a markets in American Samoa, and that's when the cash flow started picking up. So see what I mean by, you know, just you gotta have like calculated risks and stuff. So when I was looking at the time, I thought, tours maybe a more viable option. But then had I taken the tours, I reinvested into taking agri tours and stuff, it would have been useless because since that period to now, there's only been 3 ferries that have come to Samoa. So, it would have been a waste of money reinvesting into it. But I know that there'll be like, Samoans that will want to look into that when they want to come to Samoa. But I thought, it'll be probably a waste of money as well. So I'm really happy that I did reinvest back into the farming as well. But I'm glad you learned a lot from our channel, especially with farming. As I mentioned, this was quite new to me as well. For the most part, I didn't even know a lot about farming. I don't come from a farming background, so I had to learn my way and associate myself with farmers here in my wife's village. It was mostly just me and my brother-in-law in the beginning, and then now it's me and uncle. And then, just by associating myself with him, learning as I go along. Also, the resources online, that really helped me as well. So I'm really happy with it, and I'm glad you guys can, find value in the videos that we send over. Just wonderful. So, my lover, what's success without risk? Praise God. Absolutely, man. All the glory goes back to God, because there was actually moments during farming, just just like hanging on a thread, but I actually thought, uh, we I don't know, man. It was just there were moments during farming when I was like, that's it, man. I'm done with this. It's just so. like stressful at times. So that's why, there's that little push, that little voice, and I know for sure it's God, and I know why, a lot of farmers, pray a lot. Because, man, it's such a risky business. Every time you plant and then you just think, oh, man, what if I come tomorrow and the pigs have eaten all the crops or the cows have stomped all over it and you've invested like probably 3, 4 grand, into planting new plots and stuff. So it's such a gamble sometimes. Talofa Minority Reporter, we are farmers. Yeah, that's it. Also, we're all farmers. Also, Talofa to Valau Fatasi Fawea. Apologies if I mispronounced that. And bang bang, thank you guys for joining us. So yeah, I just wanted to ask. I just wanted to say that our last stream was actually pretty bad. Only because the internet connection. As you guys know, I actually live quite far from the town area, so the internet connection is really bad here. So I try to make do with what I can. What I can. Uh, so tired. I try to make do with what I can sometimes, so that's why I mostly prefer doing videos and then editing and then uploading. Only because there are times where the internet connection is bad, so then I have to edit most of the videos, and then it's funny because where we live, there are only two spots where I can probably get 4G connection, and those are the two spots where I upload my video. So if I have like a gigabyte, the file size for the video is like 1 gigabyte, I'd have to go to that location, which is just one in the front of the house and one on the backside here. And if it's a 1 gigabyte file drive, man, it's gonna take probably close to 45 minutes to upload. And that entire 45 minutes, I have to be standing next to my phone because just in case the internet connection breaks, and then I have to re-upload again. So I'm glad you guys enjoy the videos that we upload because, man, it's such a stressful headache, trying to get the videos online, being that I live far away from town. Question from Bang Bang: have the village taken care of the cows roaming? Man, oh, that's such an issue, man. So just this past week, we've had cows at the back of. So as you guys saw, I did show you guys the plantation at the back of the house. So we've had cows roaming there the past week, and also at the plantation as well because I keep seeing cow tracks as well. No one's taking care of it. It has been mentioned in front of the village meetings as well. And every time Uncle mentions it, they say it can't be their cows because they have solid fences up, but we know it's their cows. But then again, it's just one of those. It's your cows. Oh no, it's not my cows because then they don't want to take responsibility. It's just a headache, And sometimes, I mean, like, I never want to say this, but sometimes I really want to slaughter one of the cows, just as a deterrent for whoever owns the cows to like properly look after the cows. But sometimes I just think, it's because you also have that relationship. So there's not only the relationship between me and uncles, the Matayava family, but then there's a relationship between uncle, who is the Matayava family, and the other Matais in the village. So you also have to take care of that relationship. So you always gotta think, trying to balance everything out so you don't. There's called the va felwa, you know what I mean? So you don't want to, ruin that, But there will be times, I sort of, lose a nerve trying to, yeah, fix that issue of cows. But that's another great question. Thanks for that. Is one of the spots on a rock? Yeah, it's close to a rock. It's actually on the corner post of our house in the front here. So and the funny thing enough is that I have to rotate my phone at an angle. I don't know why, but once I get that angle right, it actually bounces like it comes off as 4G, so then I can actually upload. So there's yeah, it's yeah, it could be a rock. Yeah, you could call it that. Malo so Talifa, Sunshine Teddy, rest of the gang joining us now. Then you should take them. Love the videos, brother. Oh man, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for the support as well. TJ Mtang, love your channel. So grateful we get to see the work that goes into farming. I'm never going to complain about the president. That's a really funny. That's a really funny thing because I've actually had it like since I started selling tarot to clients and stuff, local clients. Man, do they complain a lot because of the size of tarot, and sometimes you have to think about as much as I want to raise the price, I actually don't want to hold on to the crops because they're going to go bad. So we try to get rid of the crops as much as we can. So sometimes, it's trying to balance. I feel, as I mentioned, being a farmer, I feel for the farmers, but I've also been a consumer of taro, and I understand what they're going through. So it's trying to balance it out for everyone. Someone mentioned something about sheep. Let me just scroll back up. There's Minority Reporter. That's the one. Oh, to Alofa, Deborah, to Allah. Sorry, missed you. But does anyone raise sheep there? Yeah. So there are a few sheep farms. That was another investment I wanted to jump into. Again, couldn't do it. I think it was about $150 for one sheep. So I wanted the only reason why I wanted the sheep was because so that they can graze. So rather than buying what's the name of the chemical? Paraquat. So rather than buying paraquat, you could actually use the chemical to actually, you know, kill the weed. You can use the sheep instead of getting the chemical to kill off the weed. So yeah, it's that was something I wanted to get into as well. Not easy being a Samoan. You're absolutely true, man. Yeah, that's something I want to do. But see, I'm still trying to get a gun. So you never know. If I get the gun, we'll probably be eating cow soon. Talofa also. Talofa Wa'ava Tui Saumalu, thank you for joining us also. Have you been thinking about introducing new cash crops? Not at the moment, only because it's quite when you start thinking about other cash crops, you don't know if they're going to sell. Veggies sell. Taro always sells because everyone eats taro. So I think that's why Taro is more preferable at the moment, but another cash crop is kind of risky at the moment. But that's why you have to constantly monitor the demand of what people want every now and then in the markets. Oh, thank you so Q for the $5 donation. Really appreciate it. Also, ole olangol sa mole faingo fia shout out also malolong sa happy holidays. Happy holidays also. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Yeah, man. That's absolutely true, man. You know, the Samoan life, when I was young, I didn't think much of it, it's just a little kid, you just do whatever you want. But growing up having a family now, you not only have to care of your family, take care of your wife's family, but you also have to take care of your parents at the same time if your parents are still alive. So that's three responsibilities. And then put on top of that, you have the church, the village, and then your workplace. So that's see how much that takes a toll on the, you know, and that's why sometimes geez, man. So sometimes you lose a few bolts every now and then, but it's always good to but I actually agree with that, man. Ole olang sa mom ko afing ka am iyal pa lang afial ka fao nengi fa la but sa mom nah, man. You gotta you gotta keep at it. And that's one of the things why I wanted to look into other avenues, and sort of like this entrepreneur mindset of because that's the life. It's the Samoan life. So no matter what, you can't run away from it. So what you have to try and do is square up. uh what got a question here from Tau Mai Nu'u Mau Fa'apoi. Talofa love, guys. Talofa to all our members joining us now and also our viewers. Sorry, guys. I'm still trying to run through the comments and the questions at the same time. So big Talofa to everyone if you're joining us now. What village do you believe has the best soil for taro? To be honest, I don't know. But I've seen a few taro from other villages, and from what I've seen. So I've got a friend of mine. His name's Mangalo. He actually got some tiapula. If he's joining us, I'm not sure if he'll join us, but he actually has a plantation in Siumu. Bro, that guy's taro is like probably this big, and like he's planted it the same period as I planted it, but they're so huge. I was actually blown away, man. Like So I think it all depends on the soil, like where you're plant, like if the soil is hard or soft or gets a lot of water content. But as long as the soil is loose, like those really not the compact ones, but the really nice loose soil that's like always got a lot of moisture content, that'll probably be the best soil. But no one village will have the best soil because obviously there'll be some similarities and some differences. But as long as you can get the soil loose and sorry guys, Samuel, we got dogs everywhere. But as long as the soil is loose and a lot of moisture, or not a lot, but just enough, the taro would grow to the size or even better if you guys want it. Sunshine said, "You make life in Samoa easy to live, bro. Everyone thinks it's hard, but it's up to you on how you live." That's it, man. That's it. You gotta do your best with what you can. Can't complain, or if you do complain, you try not to let people know. So you complain with a little voice. Don't complain too loud because then that's when you get hit. Uh, Cherimoya might be a good crop. It's a cancer-fighting fruit. Yeah, we'll probably look into that. I've actually got a lot of interest into some of that. Some of this new plants that can be useful for medicinal purposes. It could be something we could look into. Again, we'll probably have to um, you know, do a little bit of research. But I actually enjoy like looking at some of these stuff as well. There was one person that mentioned in one of our videos something about doing a palusami with the luau with laupele, and I might actually try that in our Sunday cooking episode. So you never know. Happy holidays, Mike. God bless. Thanks, Paragon X. Happy holidays to you and the fam. That's why you say marry. That's why they say you marry that woman. You marry the fam. That's it, man. You marry the woman. You marry the family. So marry a good woman with a good family. Okay. Malod apasale. Talofa apasale. Malo soy fuso mangay po kalame uso Happy New Year from Seattle, Washington. Talo falava uso Happy New Year's, even though it's not New Year's yet. Happy New Year's anyway, because you never know. But thanks for joining us all the way from Seattle. Really appreciate it, guys. Malo solo fatu mai Tacoma. Papani fa falawa lo faku. So thank you for joining us. Damn man, I get so surprised, like I mean, not the donation, yeah, the donations, but the locations you guys are commenting from is mind blowing. I saw there was another guy in Alaska. I think there was one from Germany or some. I think it was this one guy from Germany. So it's just I'm just mind blown at the location where everyone's receiving our channel. Really appreciate it. Um, are you thinking of buying a tractor in the future? Yeah. So you know, I actually wanted to try and get a tractor. The only problem is a tractor would be great for like the flat terrain. Sorry guys if the dog sounds are too loud. Shh, huddle. Sorry. But yeah, the problem with the tractor was that the tractors are good for like flat terrains, but the terrain we're working in is quite it's on an angle and stuff, and there's quite a lot of rocks and stuff. So it's really hard trying to get the tractor, especially with the other attachments and stuff. So that's why mostly, if we do get a tractor, it'll probably be useful on a flat ground, as opposed to where we're using it at right now. Bro, that's the one. So a shout out to your kids, man. Very good kids. They was helping me. Wish most kids their age can learn from the Samoa life. Yeah, that's so true. I mean, couldn't have done it without the support of the family as well. The kids, oh man, the kids, they're a headache and a half sometimes, but that's part of what the parent does. Always got to put up with your kids and trying to nurture them. At the same time, you know, put them in an environment where they can flourish. So I think that's trying to balance that out. Sometimes I overwork my kids, but it's life. I just don't want them to grow up in the future and feel like I didn't prepare them enough. So life's hard, as it already is. So I just don't want them to be lazy and stuff. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Beautiful joke. Need a four-wheeler with a trailer. That's the one. So that's why we've got our Triton at the moment, the Mitsubishi Triton. Probably looking to getting a trailer because man, that car's been towing lots on the back. So I think a trailer would help. Would you be thinking in the vanilla farming? Bang on. I actually really wanted to get into vanilla farming around July, so I didn't mention that. So see this, see guys, that's another risk I never took. But that's something I really wanted to do was vanilla farming. So something really, really, because I heard there was one guy that actually sold like 100 grams of packed vanilla for like I don't know, $100 or something. So that's a lot of money. But yeah, it's something I really wanted to do. But hopefully we'll get it done next year. Q coming through with a donation again. Thank you. So, what quantities do you sell taros and how much per quantity? I'm here in Tutuila, seen a lot of people in the taro business. Quite curious. So at the moment we're working together with one one of our partners in American Samoa. I think it's about 75 US dollars for the 50-pound bag. So that's how much we're selling the taro for in American Samoa at the moment. So we do that every week now. So today we just took another shipment for American Samoa, and then the same thing next week. We try to do it every Thursday. Obviously, we can't, you know, we can't sustain it with our plantation. So we've been working alongside with 7, 8 other farmers who are happily joined on board. And that was something I wanted to tell, I wanted to give back to the people as well, especially the farmers, because they've been ripped off a lot by a lot of the people who middleman people, and they usually get like I think it's the $60 Samoan dollars to 75 Samoan dollars per 23 kilos. So we're actually buying them from them at about 100 Samoan dollars for 23 kilos, which is like a really large amount, and they're actually happy to join, and that's one of the reasons why they really enjoy buying, selling their taro to us. But we've got a few plantations coming up in March, April this year, and that'll be all set. So that'll be 100% profit, as opposed to getting taro from other people. But thank you for that. That's a great question, and you're absolutely right. That's like a booming industry right now, in American Samoa. So it's really good. Yeah, yeah, it is profitable. Would you sorry guys if I get your name wrong, man. I'm trying so hard. Try Nardi Tia Tia Wa Mai Oi. Very good, thank you. Tau Mai Nuu Fapui. Alufaku from Sydney. So thanks for the program. Really helpful for some of us. Looking forward to having a future there soon. Yeah. Shout out, bro. Shout out to you guys. Definitely, bro, man. You just keep watching the channel. There's a lot of things. I'll even go down to detail, like how you export taro if you're looking to getting into the taro business and stuff. So these are all some of the things I wanted to learn when I did start. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the resource. I had to learn it on my own. So the fact that we've been learning at the same time, operating, it's always hit and a miss sometimes operate at a loss, but that's the beauty of having a YouTube channel, is that document everything and let other people know. So hopefully you subscribed. I know you're definitely subscribed, so stay tuned, man. There'll be a lot of, especially this year, I mean next year, it's going to be a great year, so I'm definitely going to help you guys out. One thing I can't help out at the moment is Tiapula. So Tiapula has been really short at the moment, and we still haven't even planted some of our other plots because we're waiting for the current taro to grow Tiapula as well. So that's something we're still trying to do at the moment. So it's so much hassle at the moment. Vanilla, a huge market in USA, big money. Yeah, that's exactly why I wanted to do vanilla. Sorry about that. That's why I wanted to do vanilla so bad, was because there was quite a lot of there was quite there was quite a huge demand in vanilla, not only in USA but also in Japan as well, because they do a lot of these scented stuff. So I actually wanted to get into that vanilla business, but one of the downsides which I saw was that it takes a lot of time, and when you actually fertilize the vanilla in order to produce vanilla beans, it's really hard trying. You have to do it manually, so it doesn't self pollinate. So that's one of the things, the downside as well. But it's something really want to look into as well. Talofa, Christmas girl, Talofa, thank you for joining us. Wow, that's rough. Yeah, it is. It is. What's the ratio per holidays per worker? What is the ratio per worker or a holiday in planting Taro units? Sorry, I'm seeing holiday somewhere. I don't know why. What is the ratio per worker a day in planting Taro units? So we try to at least 100 to 150 a day. You know, we'll try and plant per worker. But because when we when we when we plant our, we don't plant it, one, a worker a day. So what we do is we clear a large plot of land, and then once we plan to start planting, then we actually hire 5 or 6 people, and then we'll give them about 3 to 4 thousand planting material of taro, and then the goal is to plant that in 3 days. So that way we've got 3 to 4 thousand taro ready for harvest in 8 to 9 months. So that's how we do it. We don't plant it like 150 a day, 150 a day, 150 a day, only because that we want everything to mature at one time, and then that way you can get more bang for your buck when it's time for harvest. Thank you for the inside news again. Happy holidays. Hope your pockets fill up. I'm hoping for that too. So, and thank you for joining our Ainga members. I really appreciate it, man. Yeah, but that's the whole point of trying to do this is fill up the pockets for the family fun of lovers. Be yourself. We'll give a big shout out to all of yours. Big shout out, man, to everyone. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it, man. Too tough to manage. Love watching you here in SoCal. God bless you and your family as we enter the new year. Thank you so much, Uso. Really appreciate the support. Big shout out to you guys as well. Scott Lovedale, are you raising any animals? Yeah, actually, I'm raising only cows at the moment. I wanted to get into sheep, but it's just again, it's just so much that I'm trying to balance at the same time. So we've only got, oh no, we've got cows and pigs. Sorry about that. So we've got about 16 cows and 4 pigs. Hopefully that'll number grow, but then once that grows, then a lot more chores as well and maintenance and stuff. So that's something we're looking into. Talflava Hamochik, thank you for joining our Iyengar members. Really, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. It's always great to see you, and it's great to see all of you guys. Thank you for joining our live today. I really appreciate. It's not like I've got no friends or no family or anything. It's just you know this is a great platform for us to exchange. As I guess that's the whole reason why I wanted YouTube as well, was to really exchange, especially with people who want to take up farming here in Samoa, because it's not easy as well. But yeah, thanks for joining. Ricky Christmas Malauso, Talofalavoso, thank you for joining our live today. So how's the gun license coming along? Yeah, still working on that gun license at the moment. So there's quite a lot of things together. So we've got, I need a letter from the Pulenu'u. I need a letter from the doctor to say that, also the Pulenu'u's letter. The Pulenu'u's letter is that is to confirm that I do have a plantation in the village. The doctor's report is to confirm that I am medically fit to hold a firearm, and then I need a police report to confirm that I don't have any criminal records, and then I need my wife's letter to confirm that I'm not a psychopath. In case I don't get mad and like, hold the gun. So it's something that's why you need the wife. So the wife's letter is the most important one, because the wife, very be careful with the wife. But yeah, open source info. Yep, open source info. Are you talking about AI? Ricky Christmas, Malo, Merry Christmas, bro. Merry Christmas. Thank you guys. Not crazy. Yeah, well, yeah, that's exactly, just the wife's just to confirm that you're not crazy. But try not to be crazy so that the wife doesn't tell you on the police. How much your Taro is better than gear in gear in Aussie. It's not fair. Well done. Your plantation is looking great. Thank you for that. Oh, did you mean your Taro is better than here in Australia? Yeah, okay, that's what you meant. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing I'm looking into at the moment is trying to make frozen taro, just so that especially with American Samoa is good for fresh taro, only because it's really close by. So logistics wise, it's a walk in the park. New Zealand and Australia is a different ball game because the time for the ship to travel, will actually have some sort of effect on the quality of the taro. So that's going to hurt the taro quality a bit, and you don't want the taro arriving in New Zealand and Australia in poor condition. But that's why you go frozen taro, and that's something we're looking into. I did want to do that last year, again, just so much to do, so that's why we're hopefully going to be doing that this year, or no, next year, 2024. See, I'm already in 2024, so that's why it's really hard trying to talk as well. But yeah, that's something I'm trying to do. But hopefully, guys, I'm really hoping I can get some taro to Australia, New Zealand, and America, because I'd love to get it to you guys. I mean, you guys love the channel, so why, it'll be great to have the product actually in and around your community where you can buy it from. So yeah, but yeah, that's something I'm looking forward. Sorry, guys, I keep coming in and out of control. There's so much going on right now. We've got a volleyball going on up at the church. Someone did mention if my wife's a member of the Jesus Christ Latter Day Saints Church. Yep, that's my wife's family's church. We've got their volleyball going on. We've got the kids screaming from that side. Some stuff going on this side, so there's quite a lot going on at the moment. But I'm still trying to get the live going, and just hoping the connection doesn't come off. Um, Lazarus Sapuso, love your videos. Thank you, so really appreciate the support, man. Honestly, I really do. It's one of the better things about creating this kind of content is that everyone loves it, because there's no use doing content if no one likes it. So I really appreciate that support. That's quite the hassle to hold a gun, man. Absolutely, there is a lot of hassle, and then after that, they have to. So in that episode, in one of my episodes, I showed you guys where the police showed up at the plantation. So that was one of the other things they have to do is have to show up and confirm that you actually have to have a plantation, so that they can inspect. Now there was a funny thing going. One time, the police there was a little like going on at the time where two farmers would use their say like three or maybe four farmers would inspect using the same plantation, and they so if say for example this guy I like my plantation, I'll give like to the other farmer to come use it for his inspection, and then another farmer just so that they can inspect to hold a gun. So that's why there are a lot more. They want to get you on your plantation to confirm it's actually your plantation. Samoans, man. Sometimes crazy, sometimes not. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you lose a few bolts, sometimes it's all intact. But as long as you keep it together, wife will happy wife, happy life. Hawaii is quite well known for Kona coffee. Is there option for salmon coffee? Does cacao grow there? Yeah. Herbs, man. You've got a really hard a name hard to pronounce, but we do have cacao here in Samoa. Um, if you saw, I do have an episode where we actually we're using the cacao that was growing at the back of the house to make one of the dishes. So it grows really well in Samoa. There's actually quite a lot. It's called coco Samoa, but we've got a lot of those here in Samoa. So coffee as well. There's one company that actually does really good coffee here in Samoa. It is grown here. I'm not sure of the variety, but yeah, coffee grows here as well. Just not sure on the variety though. But cocoa, the phone as well. So we're back. Anyway, um, I have seen other Pacific Island are harvesting taro 4 to 5 months. What's your opinion? This is, what's your opinion? This as to a harvest is at 8 to 9 months. So again, one of the reasons. So yeah, sorry guys. Um, One of the reasons some people, so we actually have one of those varieties that you can harvest at 4 to 5 months, and that's probably the reason why they're harvesting taro at 4 to 5 months. So, if you guys remember back then in Samoa, there was only, I think, around 91 or 92, or prior to that, we had a few varieties, and most of them matured at 8 to 9 months. But now we've got so many like over 100 varieties growing in Samoa, but there's only a select few that are eligible for export. And one of those varieties is called the Talovave variety, which I show you guys in the videos as well. And that taro can have a corm up to like this size in 5 to 6, 4 to 5, 4 to 6 months. You can get a decent sized comb, and that's why that's another favorite as well. But as opposed to like the traditional varieties we usually have back then, which was badly affected by the taro leaf blight, those are the ones that are 8 to 9 months. But that's the beauty of like crossbreeding taros as well, is that you get better varieties and ones that can mature quicker and give you greater texture. So, yeah, that's definitely it's probably if it's one of those 4 to 5 month varieties, then that's definitely you can harvest that. Aloha, talofa lava, aloha. What village are you from, Docs? So I'm actually from Laimalu Falealili. That's where I'm actually from, but I'm living in Safato Olefang at the moment at my wife's village. Uh, Bula Vinaka, Joy, great to have you on the live. Shanks, are you the Mikus guy? Mikus guy? The I think the should ring a bell. What's Mikus guy, man? Not sure about that one. I also love your videos and also love that you finally have drone footage. Man, just can't, just lost for words for the drone footage as well. Getting the drone. So as you guys know, the whole YouTube thing was something I wanted to just to do so that I can document my journey. But I began it last year, November 2022. And then on December, just 1 month after I started the YouTube channel, well, not started, actually just rebranded it. I've had this YouTube channel since 2010. But as soon as I rebranded it to a farming channel, just so I can document my stuff, 1 month later, I got an email from YouTube is that saying that my content can actually be monetized now, and I was actually quite surprised. So I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." So then I kept making more videos and saw the money slowly build up. Every day I'd get about $3, maybe $4. On a good day, I'd probably get $6 from the revenue collected from YouTube videos. But as the videos got more frequent and frequent, the ad revenue got bigger and bigger. And that's just another whole episode on how there was quite a lot of doubts with me because Samoa wasn't part of the YouTube partnership program, which means that I couldn't get the money. Although I was building money on the YouTube channel, I couldn't. There was no way for me to actually receive the money that I was building. So in July we actually succeeded in doing that, and I'll make a video. It was just it was one of the greatest success in my life was getting another side income from that. So when we actually got that money, we started saving up, and then bang, we got a drone. And that was my Christmas present from you guys. So I thank you guys because had it not been for you guys, I wouldn't have been able to do this, in the way that I did it. So the channel took off with a bang, and as a result, I just started saving, just reinvesting back into the channel. And that's another thing, guys. As I mentioned, there were risks along the way. I didn't know where to invest the money or put it back into the farm, especially, things got a bit riskier sometimes during the harvest. So it was such a great it was such a great feeling to finally earn another side revenue from YouTube as well. So using that side revenue, we purchased the drone, and that's the drone we have now. We can use for our YouTube channel. So I hope to utilize it a lot more to show you guys around where we're going to be extending our plot soon, and some of aerial footage of around the area. But yeah, hey, I was born in 2010. Oh, jeez, man. Man, you're making me feel old now. Yeah, so I've had this channel since 2010, and so during that time, I was only using it to make music. So I also make music as well. That's another talent that's down the drain. I haven't been on a keyboard in a long time, so but Sorry, guys. This the YouTube keeps shutting down. I think we're probably reaching our limit. So I'm just gonna try and run through the questions as quick as I can as I can. How about fish farming? Have you looked into that? Shrimp farming, access to clean water in Samoa would help a lot. Yeah, fish farming. We don't do it in the scale where you actually have like fish farms on land or different like areas in the sea. It's just people just getting on boats and then going into the deep blue ocean, getting fish and then bringing it back. But we haven't thought about. I think they're actually trying to do that more now, especially with tilapia fish. Doing a lot more farming with that, so that's something to look into, and that's something we'd like to probably try at some time. But we're mostly based on land at the moment. And plus I can't swim, so probably sink as soon as I jump into the water. Yeah, once you reach 1,000 subscribers, you can be monetized. I think it's every 1,000 views. Yep, exactly. That's it, Q. So that's yeah. In 1 month, we got the 1,000 subscribers. We were monetized, and then they give you like CPM, counts per mil, and then that's where you earn the revenue off. So I was actually quite surprised with that feature on YouTube because I just did YouTube as something to document my channels and stuff. I mean, my progress. I'm a moderator for multiple YouTube channels, and I know YouTube takes half of the donations. Exactly, bro. And that's why I'm trying to move away from YouTube and like creating a website where I can just put everything on there. But it's quite difficult being in Samoa because building a website, I don't have the knowledge to build a website. And then if I try to get someone to help me build a website, it's actually quite expensive. So I think YouTube for the time being, but I'll try and exchange as much as I can, the value, the content and stuff with you guys. But yeah, that's definitely the reason why YouTube is because it takes almost half of the donations. And plus, I pay taxes in America through YouTube as well. So I think they take about 30% every month to pay taxes. Also, better off starting a Patreon. That's that's where we're heading, man. We're actually logged in, and I actually created a Patreon account in July, August this year. But then again, just been so busy with the farm, we couldn't have time to actually finish that off as well. So, see you guys. There's quite a lot on my plate, and trying to get things done every now and then. So I think I missed a question up there. What's your feeling on cracking 1 million on Facebook or YouTube? So yeah, we cracked 1 million views on YouTube. You know, as I mentioned beginning of video, quite it's such a monumental effort. And I couldn't have done it without you guys. So everything, all the glory goes to God, but all the credit goes to you guys. It's humbling, because who would have thought, there'd be 1 million views for just looking at for people interested in farming, but you guys see value in that, and that helps. It gives me motivation to create more content. So I'm really thanking you guys, because had it not been for you guys, we wouldn't have cracked that 1 mil. So credit goes to you guys. Now we need a Samoa farmer documentary, bro. That's such a good I really wanted to do that, a Samoa farmer documentary, and you never know, I might actually just film it myself, just like a compilation of everything. But see, we're trying to hit the peak. A good documentary has, like, you've got a good story, but you've got a good um, you know the whole triumph, the whole build up to the success. But we're not there yet. Once we get there, that's where the documentary starts. YouTube algorithm acting up. Oh, so yeah, the YouTube algorithm. They play along. They play a lot, man. Um, are you thinking of water tank for a cattle farm? So we're actually at the moment trying to get the Samoa Water Authority if they could help us get a line, like because there's a pipeline that goes just at the top of our plantation, which feeds the water lines to the village. So we're trying to see if we can drill a pipeline to come down to the cattle farm at the moment. But we're trying to wait because everyone's off at the moment. So in about 2 weeks, then government will resume, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, that's something we're looking into. um Need a rain catch, just like me, use someone that can swim. That's it, bro. I can't swim. It's funny because if we look at the build up of so many Samoan stories. Samoans are fishermen, and then fast forward to 2023, Samoan can swim. I mean, I can't swim, but I know a few Samoans that can swim. Probably the majority still swim, but because we've gone too big, I just jump in and sink. Drop the link to the Patreon in the community tables. Yep. So that's well definitely something the Patreon will try and revive in 2024. But just got so much going on at the moment. Qantas 1 2 3 4 Hello, Taro Falava Qantas 1 2 3 4 Elena to Nai Malu. Malo Lava. If you're just joining us now, Talo Falava, we're about 50 minutes into the live, guys. So once we reach that 1 hour mark, I think I might have to call it a night because YouTube is throwing a lot of error codes pretty soon. Cow water, I am Hindu. What do we have to do with cow water? Minority Reporter, we have the same interest. Yeah, that's it, Uso. Just keep following the videos, and we'll definitely look at something in regards to that. But the cow water, what's the cow water? I'm just trying to, yeah, Hero's Journey. That's the one. The Hero's Journey. Hello, watching from US Oz. I'm assuming you're watching from America and Australia. And thank you for joining us. Everyone that's probably new to the channel or just found the channel, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. 684 Virus Malo, so watching from Europe. Talo Falavo, so thank you for joining us. What's the situation in Europe like at the moment? Especially with COVID. Like, are you guys going? I heard there's a lot of variants going around. Are you guys like going into lockdown again? But thank you for joining me, so all the way from Europe. Q, good night. Also, I'm off to bed, Mangya. All right. Also, take care. We'll probably catch you on the next episode. But yeah, we'll probably finish off in about 9 minutes. So you guys get your questions in, man. We've got 9 more minutes. Mana Lele, PCFA. Yep, 685 to the okay. You know. But yeah, guys. Oh man, it's Jacinta Vito. Hello, watching from Melbourne, Australia. Talo Falava. Jacinta, great to have you. Another regular on our channels. I'm actually coming to Australia next month, January. Yeah, I'll be down in Canberra. I've got a work thing going on there, so you never know. You might show up. Might go site visiting in Australia. But I did do my undergrad in about 2019. No. About 2011, 2012. Yeah, I was in Canberra. But I do a lot of. But I was mostly going through Canberra and Sydney and never got a chance. But I did want to go to Melbourne, so I might actually do it this time. 684 virus. Sili Malusa, when are you gonna do a mukbang video in Anu eating our infamous Taro? Ooh, you know, um, I'll try. I'll try. I'm not a big fan of mukbangers, no, because um, I don't want people like watching while I just have this thing where I don't like people watching while I'm eating. Like even when I eat at the table with my family and stuff, most of the time I tend to look down and eat and never like look up because I don't like making eye contact. It's probably because I'm such a one of those introverts or something. But yeah, we'll probably do a mukbang. Just trying to shy away. I'm trying so much to shy away from eating in front of the camera at the moment. But you never know. You might actually do it. Farmer Goose, do you farm rats? Unfortunately, not. But are they in demand? Who knows? Might actually farm rats. I don't know. You never know. But do you farm rats though? Just curious. Just into a toy. Good, let us know. Yeah, definitely. We'll let you guys know. Just need to confirm the dates and stuff. Minority Reporter, get the Department of Agriculture to fund your documentary. See, now you're thinking. Now you've got me thinking that I actually have to go and approach them. You never know. Now you've got me thinking. I'm actually trying to go get them. Thighs Uso Malo Master. Yeah, Talo Uso. Great to have you on the live, man. Do you get any support from MOA? Ministry of XMO inspecting your cattle for health. Yeah, so I've actually got one of my friends who's also got a YouTube channel, Samoa Livestock Samoa. He actually works in livestock. He's becoming one of Samoa's first veterinaries. So he before he left, they actually do regular inspections, especially for so when cows graze too low to the grass, they tend to take up like these worms and stuff, and it actually affects their body. So we do try to get as much of those inspections from the Ministry of Agriculture as much as we can. But yeah, we do regularly for the cattle health as well. So that's why we try to rotate them in the blocks that we have at the cattle farm, is so that the grass doesn't go too low and they don't get some of those stuff. More farmers, more taxes. That's it, man. I've seen that whole. See, did you guys see the thing going on in Europe? I think it was France or something where they did like a diesel tax for farmers. Man, thank goodness that's not going on here. And you see all like the farmers went and protested in their tractors on the road, just dumping like cow manure everywhere. Jesus. It's like they're trying to, it kind of feels like they don't want people to be self-sustainable. You know what I mean? They're trying to get the farmers not to grow food for the people. Like, obviously, the farmer's gonna need diesel for like machinery and stuff. So why put a diesel tax on the farmers? You never, you try, like, when you try to, um, when you try and like, if you look at what's going on like in the news and stuff, it feels like there's some sort of play towards, I don't know, like a full like ownership, something like that. But yeah, Afe Mai Mirapungi so can take you to our steel company breast as house cattle. Ooh, oh, you never know. I might take you up on that offer. Or it depends. We'll see. We'll try and get the office to pay for the Melapungi to me to come to Melbourne, but you never know. I might actually take you up on that. And I'm going to highlight your comments so that if I do get to come to Melbourne, I'm going to find you. Amagoose rats are delicious. If it cabbage leaves, I love them. All right, so I guess we will probably rats are we'll probably delay the rat thing. But if you're eating rats, then I guess I can eat them too. You never know. Do you crow? Do you crow? Do you grow cannabis? No, we don't grow cannabis. Cannabis is illegal here in Samoa. But that's one of the episodes I'm actually working on at the moment. Is the cannabis, whether it should be legal and no, I mean, like, for the purpose of exporting, not for the purpose of consumption, because you know it's, it's no good here in Samoa, but for the purpose of exporting. Would it be too tough to manage? Would it be possible to do your videos bilingual in the future for those of us working on our Fasamoa? Got you. That's a very good comment. I will definitely do that a lot more. Um, but yeah, it was just because I just wanted to um, there's I wanted to capture the young audience, but that's something I'll look into. Yeah, that's so true. I really like that comment. We'll definitely get more some of the fasa more into our videos. Why you want to farm rats? Well, I'm not me at the moment, but Farmer Goose was farming rats. But you never know. What if there's a shortage of chickens and cows and like other meats, and might have to turn to rats. I see your pig farm needed to be relocated at dry. What's your thoughts on that? Yeah, so we're still we've got a wedding tomorrow. My nephew's getting married tomorrow, so I wanted to use tomorrow to actually do that, to shift the pig where we feed the pigs to a more dry location. But that's going to be probably Friday or Saturday. Saturday. So we'll probably do that on Saturday. But yeah, I just don't want them, like, especially when it rains, because we're in the wet season. I don't want the pigs to get cold as well. So that's something I want to look into. I need to do that. So it's not a, I need to get that. Tom, Liaina Mefo, I'm a big fan. Thank you. Hope you enjoy the live. But it's great to have you. Tom, Tom is saying no, 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 no. Yep. Okay, Tom. What's going on there? Um, Romney Kepu, bro. I'm Samoan. Talo Flavoso. Telephone, and then the swear word. It's okay, Yuso. You're probably new to the channel. Do you expect to Australia, and why? Do you expect to export to Russia, and why are they important? So that's something I want to export to Australia, but then that's part of the reason why it takes a long time for the ship to get to Australia. So that's we don't want the taro to arrive there in bad quality because of the heat inside the containers and stuff. So that's why Australia is not on the list at the moment. Australia and New Zealand, but American Samoa. So we'll work on it, but not at the moment. Um, Romney Kiptalo for Farm Goose. I live on a farm in Indonesia. I have 12 slaves from Jamaica that work in my banana orchard. Okay, it's good on you, so. So, Luso, Kango, Sio, Gama. My son is a big fan. Can you throw a shout out to him? Chub Chub, the junior also, the best Joe wrestler. No worries, also. Big shout out to Chub Chub Junior, the junior also, the best future wrestler. Is your son gonna be a wrestler in the future? Do it, also. Sky is the limit. Uh, bro, also red, smile, also good live tonight. Where's your village in Samoa? I'm actually from Malai Malu Falali, but living at my wife's family in Safatoa, Lefanga. But yeah, I crack up when I saw one of bread on the Omo. So you're down to three little piglets. Look so. No, we're still at four. That was one of the actually, Uncle went and got the pigs, but we're still down to four. I wish I could show you guys, but yeah, we'll confirm it this week when I put up a episode on feeding pigs. Also, do you live near Potasi Fale Alivi? Nah, also that's far from it. I mean, I'm at Safato Olefang, which is like another district, but my actual village is Malai Malu Fale Alivi, which is about 5 villages away from Potasi. Is the talo grown in Kukuila any good? Do they prefer the ones from Upolu? I'm not sure about Kukuila, but given the fact that they do import a lot of taro, they probably grow taro, but not at the scale that we grow it. So yeah, that's probably wise. After Molo Telieno Lapsivi, thanks also. No worries. Thank you for joining our live tonight. Also, you need to get some links to the house there. Not so. My brother Holla Talafuza watching from Alaska, 12 a.m. Jeez, 12 a.m. Well, great to have you on the farm. I mean, on the channel, on the live. Talafalava also. Okay, say Matau. Do you farm chickens? You should fry chicken, Cisco, and batter with a little salt and pepper. Delicious. Man, some dodgy food, man. Farm a goose. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. We'll definitely look into that. But yeah, holla, holla. Yeah, who's so sexy, sicky. God bless you. Till the next time, yourself. Yeah, definitely, guys. We finally reached that 1 hour mark. I'm gonna have to end the live, guys. But thank you so much, guys, for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. Um, having you guys on the live tonight has been, I'm actually gonna do this a lot more now, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. So we'll definitely catch you guys on our next episode. Be sure to tune in. But in the meantime, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Everyone here at our family and on the farm. Had it not been for you guys, we wouldn't have made it this far. So just want to say thank you so much, guys. Tune into the next live. I think we'll be doing this a lot more regularly for our end of the month podcast. We'll do lives instead of recording episodes, as it's a lot more interactive with you guys. But until then, we'll definitely catch you guys on our next episode. God bless, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you guys soon. Lofa.